May Board of Education meeting to order. By the roll call, please.
Danny? Here. Gleason here. Johnson?
Here.
Jones? Here. Scamper? Wrestler is absent.
Here. Please rise for the
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, for motion to approve the minutes of the April 17th, 2018 Board of Education meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Canning, second by Mr. Johnson. Any discussion? No discussion.
Mr. Canning?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason, aye. Mrs. Jones?
Aye.
Mrs. Scamper? Aye. Mrs. Stern?
Aye. Now, for motion to approve the April 30th, 2018 committee of the whole meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Ms. Jones, second by Ms. Hepworth. Any discussion? No discussion.
Mrs. Jones? Aye. Mrs. Scamper?
I want to stay. You can abstain.
Mr. Canning?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason, aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Stern?
Aye. Board recognition award?
Good evening. If I could ask you guys to move a little bit over, I'm going to just call your attention to the screen. We've got a very short 2-minute video to show you before we actually do the presentation. Well, actually, it's part of the presentation. It's got
Hello, my name is Samuel Hunter, Deputy Fire Chief for the Village of Hazelcrest. I stand before you to talk about a program that was initiated at Hillcrest High School called the Cadet Program. It's been an honor and a pleasure for me to interact with these young students, mainly juniors and seniors, on this first time around. This cadet program is just a start. It's a road leading to where we can eventually have a partnership with a college where these kids will get high school credit as well as college credit for being in this program.
very excited to talk about the fact that we have a fire cadet program here in conjunction with the city village of Hazelcrest. We started the program at the beginning of the year, right after Christmas break, and we had about 12 students that started with the program, but the students are getting hands-on experience learning about fire science, fire safety, working directly with professionals in the field, and getting the exposure that they need. We also have a partnership whereby they can take some classes with South Suburban if they're really interested in pursuing this as a career.
Today we learned about fire extinguishers and different types, like what they do. Like for example, CO2 is used for like electrical cord, stuff like that. And then when we wrapped that up, we went outside and put out a fire live, on like a real life fire. Before I joined the program, I always wanted to become a firefighter, but when I joined the program, I learned like things I didn't know. Like he told me plenty of things I didn't know, and that made me want to become a firefighter even more.
Today, we were able to go outside and watch some of the students put out water fires. And they also received access or different networking opportunities to learn about career certifications in the future. So I am looking forward to all the possibilities that this program would bring to our seniors here and future students to come.
So, Deputy Chief Hunter, can you join me up here, please?
And the cadets that are here, could you guys stand as he's being honored today? Don't be bashful. This is a good program, girl. You're doing good things. So tonight, we are pleased and honored to say thank you to the Village of Hazel Crest, to the Fire Chief, Charles Jackson, who's unable to be with us tonight because they had the village board meeting, but Deputy Chief Sam Hunter, who's here. We thank them for their efforts to implement this cadet program at Hillcrest High School. The program aims to get students either interested in becoming firefighters or at the least teach a few skills along the way. The Hillcrest Fire Cadet Program, as we said, started in January of 2018. There's currently 7 students who are between juniors and seniors that are enrolled in the program. They meet here after school twice a week on Wednesdays. The cadets are taught firefighting skills and knowledge based on the current Illinois Office of the State Fire Marshal Standards for basic firefighter operations. They do this through classwork, hands-on and practical training. Some of the topics covered include fire safety, emergency operations, emergency response, arson investigation, fire extinguisher training, and CPR and first aid training. So in addition to covering the topics above, the students get field experience and career certification. Through this program, our students are able to experience the requirements of a firefighter or a paramedic. So in the future, we hope to continue and expand the relationship between Hillcrest High School and the fire department as more students become aware of and involved in this cadet program. In the meantime, we say thank you to Deputy Chief Hunter, and we appreciate him for being here for the vision and determination to see this program to fruition. It's been a 10-year project in the making, so we are glad that we were able to get it started. So we thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hi, on behalf of the Board of Education, we would like to present you with this award. And it says, Volunteer of Excellence. The Board of Education presents this award to the Hazel Crest Fire Department, May 2018. You have helped provide a positive learning environment for the students of District 228 by the time and the talents that you share. Thank you for caring.
Y'all gotta come close. You gotta feel the love. Oh, somebody's blocked out. So bashful. Thank you. You want to say anything?
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
thank you. This has always been one of my dreams. When I came to Hazel Crest, I came to have a student. But I have seen the program, and I love the young people because we like to bash them sometimes, but they're our future, and we have to put some time in with our young people to let them know that we care for them and that they can make a difference. Because as we grow older, some of us, we know that we're going to have to depend on them to carry the ball, or the torch, if you will, and support us when we no longer can work. These young people here really made it easy to interact with them. They asked questions, they were energized, and I really appreciate it. But I'd like to point out one individual who was my sidekick, if you will, Ms. Jackson. Without her help and cooperation, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did. I love this program, and I'm looking forward to it being expanded. And thank you for this. I appreciate it. And the department appreciates it.
Thank you. All right.
The students have a presentation for the superintendent. Is that correct? Or?
Good evening, board. On behalf of myself and the other students and body of the program, I'd like to present Superintendent Kendall with his very own fire cadet show.
Hold on. We'll get one more. At this time, the board would like to recognize Ms. Lord. Oh, everyone knows I'm a crier, so bear with me. Mr. Voss has been with us for 34 years. So we're going to present this Volunteer Excellence Award to you. Not only has she been an outstanding board secretary to the superintendent, but she's given of herself, her soul. She had a personal tragedy and lost her son, and told that story and saved countless lives of our kids at Project Prom and touched a lot of lives. She'll be greatly missed and unreplaceable.
It's been a long time since I walked through the doors in 1982. And not only has this been a wonderful career, but it's been a family. And it's going to be hard to leave. I'm happy to pass the torch. And I'm proud to have been an employee in this district. And those speeches were for my son, but I truly hope that I helped a couple of kids along the way. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Good news. So, we are going to be a little bit off the traditional route. Our good news report is listed in the handout that you have. We have two seniors who are leaving us who want to share some original essays that they completed and got some powerful messages that they want to share. So I'm going to ask Deborah Preston and Ms. Tyra Ford to come up.
Hi, I'm Tyra.
I'm Devin Preston.
We basically wrote essays on why knowledge is power. So,
Or project that voice.
yeah.
I want to hear you.
It's okay.
You just speak a little loud.
Okay. To start, the definition someone would see if they were to Google search the meaning of the word knowledge is facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education. The theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. Knowledge is more valuable than anything. This is considered power because you learn things in life, whether it be history, language, math, or the ways you see life itself. To have knowledge does not necessarily mean you have to be smart, as long as you're knowledgeable and aware. It is powerful, especially for a woman like myself, to have the ability to think for yourself. If you cannot think for yourself, people can and will use and abuse you to the best of their ability with no remorse. That goes for anyone, your boss, your peers, your co-workers, the government. Someone who is knowledgeable is able to protect themselves from certain situations and people. This all connects to knowledge being powerful in the sense that there is no limit to your ability to learn. That being said, no one person in the world knows everything. One person can know an abundance of information, and the next person can know only 1/4 of what that person knows. Which person would have a better chance of becoming president? Obviously the person that knows more, right? Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Who is one of the most powerful people in the country that has the ability to change the world? The answer is the president. Now go back to my analogy and think, which person would you want to be? The person that carries an abundance of knowledge, or the person that barely knows 1/4 of what that person knows? If you have the ability to change the world with your knowledge, which person would you want to be? Thank you.
So knowledge is power. Knowledge simply refers to the condition of knowing something. Knowledge is the best weapon people may use to overpower others. Knowledge gives a deeper insight of affairs, and the more knowledgeable a person is, the more sought after they are. Most people gain knowledge through observation and experimentation. There is no end to knowledge. There is no limit to what a person may learn. The rise above the common gives people the power to rule and command. We have the ability to solve complexities, work efficiently, and hold key positions where skill is required. Knowledge provides extra means to achieve success and rise high. The powerful status brings admiration and respect. Knowledge surpasses physical strength. It is the victory of brain over brawn. It makes a person more powerful by giving him mental, moral, and spiritual advancement in life. A person who has complete knowledge on his subject gains popularity. It empowers the person to control the events and influence others. Knowledge plays a great role in all aspects of life by letting us know the easy and effective ways to solve the circumstances. It is true that knowledge is power.
Good evening, everybody. Happy to introduce Brene Scott, who will read the good news report for Tinley Park High School tonight. Brene is one of our daily announcements readers, but I think new to the Board of Education. So, Brene Scott.
Hi, I'm Brene. We'd like to say congratulations to the Titan Choir for their performance at the IHSA organizational contest on April 14th. They were one of 3 choirs that received their first place Division 1 rating. Congrats on a job well done. To conclude the year, the Tinley Park High School Choir had their spring concert on Tuesday, May 1st. Slime, ice cream, and rubber eggs are just a few of the awesome science experiments that 5th graders from Memorial Elementary School got to experience when they visited Tinley Park High School. TPHS chemistry teacher, Ms. Jerry Glozier, was teaching her students about chemical reactions, acid and bases, and reaction rates when she had the idea of partnering with an elementary school. She explains, part of the new book on piloting has each unit ended with a chapter challenge. The current chapter challenge was about creating a cool chemistry show for an elementary class using what they've been learning in this unit. When I saw that, I thought, why not make this a real thing? So I approached science supervisor, Ms. Vivian Turek, and asked her to help me make this happen. The event was a success, with approximately 60 5th graders from Memorial participating. Each 5th grader left with a pair of safety goggles and memories to take to Tinley Park High School when they walked the halls as a Titan. Congratulations to Melissa Kenneth, Leo Ardana, Vince Ariello, Kristen Shute, and the entire drama group and band and choir students who lent their exceptional talents to our spring musical, Grease. We had 4 shows, and in each one, the dancing and singing got better and better. There was a wonderful opportunity to showcase our actors, dancers, singers, and musicians. We were blown away by the talents of our students and loved seeing how much fun they were having on stage. In collaboration with Panduit, Tinley Park High School's robotics team entered 8 robots in the Southworks Engineering and Robotics Olympics. This is a major step up from last year's competition where our team only entered 1 robot. Anna Sanchez, Tyler Duncan, and Ahima Hughes placed 2nd in the S-Break competition. The robotics team is continuing its efforts to expand and is also hosting its own competition with Panduit in the future. For male and female athletic awards, each year we recognize our top male and female student athletes who've shown academic excellence as well as superb athleticism. These 2 exemplify the student athlete in all regards. They were presented with their award at our Senior Honors Night on May 2nd. Congratulations to Ryan Zintera, who will be attending Wabash College, and Casey Brennan, who will be attending Upper Iowa University. Congratulations to the girls softball team for their continued winning season. They're currently 19-0 on the season and 14-0 in conference. They celebrated a 4-1 victory over TF South, and this win was combined with efforts by Emily Gorski and Jules Gomez. The offense was led by Ashley Tipping, Riley Schultz, and Christian Kalavaskis. Way to go, Titans! Congratulations to the varsity Titans tennis team on their 5-0 sweep of TF United. Leading the way for the Titans as singles was Bruno Ejarkil and Olimpio Luca. The doubles team of Guillermo Bajino, Vince Arden, Tim Moriarty, and Sean Ford, and Sergio Gaetan and Adrian Lopez sealed the victory for the Titans. Their overall conference record was 6-2. Nice job, guys. Congratulations to Michael Feely, who is featured in the Daily South Towns. Michael's a top swimmer at Tinley Park High School and is scoring leader for the Bremen Co-op water polo team. He'll play water polo at Iowa College in New York in the fall. Thank you.
Good evening. Sharing the good news for Forbes. We have Bengals Yazra Abdul Wahid and Jeffrey Taylor.
I'm and we're going to deliver the good news report for Forbes High School. The spring season means that many activities and clubs are wrapping up a successful productive year. On the activity front, DACA and BPA both had international next month. The finance department is also calling it a record year. Spring weather means that there are more opportunities for teachers to take students outside to enjoy the weather and get a learning experience along the way. Some teachers, including the ecology club, Ms. Assassin, took her students to Star Rock to Eagle Nest, and astronomy classes also was presented Period. George Sowers, an author, teamed up with our English classes to spike them. The Minority Studies class took a tour of the History Museum, and the integrated physics class learned momentum and motion outside. To add, upperclassmen had prom about 3 weeks ago, and they all enjoyed it. It was at Denalco's. And on May 9th, we will also have 150 students get recognized for their awards. On a side note, I do want to add that a couple of months ago, I talked about definitely teaming up with the Rotary Club to donate food to the students through the backpack program, and that finally got successful. A business donated $600 to fund the program for the entire summer. So the kids will be getting, they used to not get food to take with them to the home over the summer. It would only be in the school year. And because of our fundraisers, they're able to have that program extended for June and July as well. Jeff will now talk about athletics.
And on to athletics. Spring sports are beginning to head into the postseason, with some programs battling it out for a conference championship in the SSC. Boys volleyball is currently 4-1 in conference, and in the hunt for a 4th conference championship in the last 5 years. Softball is 8-3 so far this season and had some huge wins against SSC schools thus far. Finally, girls soccer carries a 4-1-1 record into the final 2 weeks of conference play. Continuing with girls soccer, the team has recently taken out of their busy schedule to help those in need. The girls are having a fantastic season thus far, adding an impressive 12-4-1 overall record, but their activity off the field is just as impressive. On April 22nd, the athletes took the time to package and distribute hygiene kits at the South Suburban Pads in Country Club Hills. Since its opening over 27 years ago, the South Suburban Public Action Deliver Shelter has serviced over 17,000 people in the area. A huge thank you to Coach Pam Whitehead and the girls soccer program in representing 04th in such class.
Good evening. I'd like to present my 2 speakers today, Alyssa Sabaz and Anaya Smith, good students from Bremen High School.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the Good News Report for Bremen High School. Our B-grade program is in the final month, and students have presented 32 B-grade words during the morning announcements. On Wednesday, May 2nd, we celebrated our final B-grade leadership luncheon for the year. 115 students were invited after being nominated by faculty members to be recognized for their accomplishments in and out of the classroom. Students were engaged with a leadership panel, and our speakers talked about how they arrived at their present positions of success. Our honored speakers were Midlothian Police Chief Dan Delaney, Canute's Pizza owner Ken Keeler, and Mayor of Midlothian Gary LaRue. Their words of wisdom inspired our young leaders.
On Thursday, April 26th, students in our Gifted and Talented program attended a field trip to Fair Oaks Farm in Indiana. Students participated in both the dairy and crop adventures and were engaged with topics and activities including sustainability aspects of the farm, cow nutrition, safety and nutrition of milk production, farming challenges, and the future of agriculture with the world's growing population. Students enjoyed their lunch with milk and ice cream produced from Fair Oaks Farm cows, and the highlight of the trip was the opportunity to witness the miracle of live birth, as students were able to watch a newborn calf born in the birthing barn. The trip was both exciting and educational, and students hope to return to the farm next year to experience the big adventures in apple orchards.
Members of the Midlothian VFW Post 2580 attended our April Honors Assembly to recognize award winners from this year's Voices of Democracy contest. Since 1947, the Voice of Democracy has been the VFW's premier scholarship program. Each year, nearly 40,000 high school students compete for more than $2 million in scholarships and incentives. Students compete by writing and recording an audio essay on an annual patriotic theme. This year's theme was American History, Our Hope for the Future. Auxiliary President Jillian Jans presented the award alongside VFW Post 2580 members Dan Hansen and John Johns. Winners of the post levels were as follows. First place is our very own Alyssa Ceballos. Second place, Jesus Anguiano. Honorable mention, Zoe Gurrick and Anthony Cardinal. Alyssa Ceballos went on to finish second for the 16th digit, with Jesus Anguiano earning honorable mention.
The Bremen Braves collaborated across the district at the inaugural District 228 Science Bowl that was organized and hosted by the Tinley Park High School Science National Honor Society students. Our students enjoyed competing against their peers as their minds were put to the test on a variety of scientific topics. We are proud to announce that one of our teams, the Element of Surprise, celebrated a second place finish at the 8 teams out of 8 teams present.
Ms. Teresa Connolly, our Code of Braids, recently participated in the United Way April Food Day with other District 228 students to collect, sort, and pack food donations for local food pantries. Students were surprised to learn that 13% of Cook County residents are impacted by food insecurity. They were grateful for the opportunity to assist in this small way and are looking forward to continuing to work with the United Way on future endeavors.
And lastly, Bremen junior student athlete Charlie Bennett has been accepted into the 2018 Semper Fidelis All-American Program. 25,000 high school juniors from around the nation applied for this program and only 96 were selected. Charlie is a 3-year varsity football and baseball player. Bennett's grade point average, leadership skills, community service, athletic achievements, as well as a personal reflection essay all went into his nomination. Bennett's self-reflective essay was rated as the #1 essay out of the Chicagoland area. Thank you for allowing us to share the good news report.
For our presentation this evening, you guys heard the announcements, information about the South Carolina Robotics competition that all of our schools participated in. So Mr. Poliak, our science teacher, is also the sponsor for our robotics club. He is going to show some of the robots that our students created. I think he's going to ask for a volunteer too from the table here to help him out with the presentation.
Somebody, anybody, come on.
I'll do it. I'll take another one.
All right, good.
I offered to you, but she took it first. There you go. All right. You don't have to push the buttons. Just the lever things on the top and not just push it forward and backwards. This is our Vex robot. First off, let me say my name is Berkel Polak. I'm going to stand over here because I like to be different. Good to be with you, honored colleagues and respected citizens. As has been mentioned, the Southworks Robotics and Engineering Association, in connection with local community companies, has sponsored this competition, this event. This is our second year involved in it. All of the schools in the district have been involved in it. This particular year, Hillcrest High School took first place in the SBRIC competition. As has already been mentioned, we dominated the SBRIC competition. Tinley Park took second place. So out of the 23 schools there, to be fair, there were only probably about 14 that actually competed in that event. This is the SBRIC racer that our team entered. You'll be pleased to know that while all of these pieces of equipment are fairly expensive, the district didn't have to pay for any of it. Our corporate sponsors did. So we appreciate their involvement as well. We have to be working, I believe Tinley Park mentioned they were with Panduit. We worked through MyDAC. Our team has had a rotating crew through, but the 4 that deserve special mention would be Lieutenant Jean Charles, Alonzo Arcegi, Brian Ingram, and Lillian Phillips, who were all instrumental in building these 2 machines here. If you, with your left,
yes,
push the A button on top. I believe that should lift it. Okay. With your index finger, the index finger.
Index finger.
Yeah, there's right here with your index finger. There you go. There you go.
Are any of the students here?
Unfortunately, none were able to attend. Alonzo has some family living out of state currently, so unfortunately they were unable to attend. There's that. And I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any, but that's my deal.
How often does this club meet?
Well, we started by meeting once a week. We met once a week in October and November, and then by the time by the time we got to December and still hadn't had a lot of success, we began meeting. By February, we were meeting almost every day. Yeah. So and it's not a club. It's not an official club. So there's a handful of kids that were interested, and they came after school.
This competition is their goal.
That's correct. That's correct. I do want to brag just a little bit here. There were 20-some devices entered in this VEX competition right there. You're hitting close. Now with the other finger, the other index finger, push those buttons.
The two of them?
Yeah, well, no, one at a time. The 3 index fingers. There you go. All of the other devices, and again, we like to be different. We started with a scissor lift. All of the other devices entered in that particular competition used a rotating lever arm. We decided to go with a linear actuator instead, so it would go straight up and down. We're the only team that did that.
Ms. Marco explained that each different event had to do something. So, like in this particular case, the robot had to be able to pick up and release balls. What did the
That's
other
correct.
events have?
Well, this was a racing event. It was essentially it was an RC event. It doesn't use radio signals. It used microwave signals to send it out, and it was a simple run. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's fairly durable. Yeah, you're not going to hurt it. I was very proud of the steering mechanism there, the rack and pinion steering. So.
Did the kids have any interest in like the battle box stuff?
They did. Unfortunately, it's a small group, and we just couldn't compete in everything. Last year, we competed in one event. We entered one robot. Again, Timothy Park, I think, mentioned that they entered one last year, and this year they stepped it up. We entered 4 this time. So we entered 4 devices, which I think was a big improvement. And one of them won.
Do the kids know, do you tie this in with, like NASA and the rover and Mars expeditions with these type of machines? Do you guys talk about that?
Well, we certainly, in our after-school conversations, we talk about all kinds of things.
Okay.
All sorts of applications, from medicine to exploration, the space industry, aeronautics, all kinds of things
Because
like that.
these are the types that were on Mars.
That's correct.
How much the one will probably?
That particular, the equipment there came from several different sets. You can see there's even some Lego parts. That probably $200, $250 for the servo motors. The servo motors and the microwave receivers are the expensive part. The cheap plastic wheels we just pull off. Whatever. In fact, 2 of them came off of an old toy that somebody found in a garage. The front 2 wheels. So the rest of it. This one, on the other hand, is going to be a little more expensive. We're talking close to $1,000 for the equipment to go on there. And you didn't have to pay for it.
We had a quick little video, 1-minute video we're going to show of the competition.
Southworks Robotics and Engineering Olympics. Why don't we give all the teams a round of applause for making it through their season and getting here to the final competition. Awesome job, everyone. Southworks Robotics and Engineering Olympics. Why don't we give all the teams a round of applause for making it through their season and getting here to the final competition. Awesome job, everyone.
It's very exciting. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to open the floor for our public hearing for transfer of monies from operations and maintenance fund to the educational fund.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Mr. Johnson.
Mrs. Gleason, aye. Mr. Canning?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Jones? Aye. Mrs. Stanford? Aye. Mrs. Turner? Aye.
So the purpose of this public hearing is to address the transfer of monies from the operations and maintenance fund to the educational fund that the board is going to be asked to vote on later tonight. At the end of fiscal year 2017, District 228 had an O&M fund balance of $9.5 million. This is over 2 times the amount of expenditures incurred in fiscal year 2017. Since this is the case, our attorneys will not be able to defend us against tax rate objections, which could be extremely costly to the district. We are recommending that the approval of the resolution to move $5 million from the O&M fund to the educational fund. And at this time, if there are any questions or comments from the public or board, we would like to open the floor for discussion.
Any discussion? No discussion. Look for a motion to close the floor for the public hearing.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Jones, second by Mr. Johnson.
Mrs. Jones? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Canning?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason? Aye. Mrs. Stanford? Aye. Mrs. Turner?
Aye. Communications, do we have any from public?
No.
No one.
Yes, no. That's here, a lot of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So you just want the city address?
Yes.
Well, actually, if it's possible for somebody to read that, you know, we're here from us, but we want the letter to be read, but everybody's concerned about reprisals, so nobody wants to pick it up and read it. So if somebody would be able to read it, we'd appreciate it.
Yes.
Upon request of the Best Union. Hello, I am the blank of the Best Union. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those members of the board who voted to uphold our contract and not knowingly violate it at the last board meeting. The whole premise of a labor union is for workers to join together to protect their rights and to ensure that all members are treated equally and fairly. Filling vacancies of both new and existing positions in the current contract as well as in the past practice has been that these vacancies are posted, thereby giving every member an equal opportunity to apply. This did not happen for the 2 positions at Oak Forest concerning this title, one of which is on the agenda again tonight. The other has never appeared on an agenda. This is of great concern to members of BEST, many of whom have come here tonight because despite being afraid of reprisals, they did not want their absence to be constructed, that they don't care as was suggested at the last meeting. Though we have not found the need to make a show of force, members of VEST are present if this is what is needed to ensure that the tenets of our mutual agreement are upheld. In an updated letter to VEST, Dr. Goggins stated that the discussions have never taken place over the past 8 years about schedule changes. We believe there were missed opportunities by limiting these discussions. Would a similar change affecting the teaching staff happen without first organizing a committee of employees from all buildings to consider all possible scenarios? We are aware of changes that have taken place where this exact situation happened. We are asking for that same consideration. We believe further input is needed from more stakeholders. Thank you for the opportunities to speak and your consideration of this matter. And it's from the VEST.
We live in a society where standing out and making yourself known, not hiding behind that I might get in trouble or something like that. We have Parkland students out there fighting, to have better gun control. And for one of us to have to read that, I think it's an insult. If you had the courage to come out here, you should have had courage to stand behind your word and put your name up there and say who you are. When I ran for this seat, I had to get out in the public and put myself out there and go against a lot of things that I wasn't accustomed to. But you have a job out there, and when you say that you don't want any reprisals and stuff like that, I think it's a cop-out. I think it's a cop-out. Stand up and be heard and be counted.
Is it necessary for the bus members to be at the meetings for the contract to be followed?
No, you guys elected a leader to go out here and perform. Now, as it turned out that we wind up saying we want to make sure that it was okay with the union, and you guys stood up, okay? But I still believe that if you're gonna come out here and put no name on this, it carries no real weight. Come out there and say what you really mean from your heart and have the courage to stand up in there. Because in order for you to lose your job or something like that, 4 of us would have to vote for that to happen. And what reprisals are you talking about? Dr. Goggins is going to come out, and what is he going to do? Stand up and have courage. Don't embarrass yourself by coming out here and doing something like this.
Any other comments?
So, I'm going to do like you said, I'm going to stand up. Okay?
Yes.
Nobody wanted to be a confrontational meeting tonight. They wanted to get their point across.
Sir,
now,
can we have your name first?
Pardon?
Your name?
I'll get that. Okay. The problem we have is there's so many people here all coming to each other trying to find out what's going on. This letter was written, a compilation of probably 10 or 15 people. I don't know how many of them are here tonight, but because I'm going to stand up. My name is Mike Witten. I work at Bremen High School. I've been in the district since '09. I've spoken with Dr. Goggins concerning this issue. I've spoken with Mr. Masterson concerning this issue as well. The problem that these guys have, and I gotta admit, I'm one of them, is we have a contract that we worked hard for. You guys put in some time. The administration put in time. Now we're gonna say that contract is garbage. We're gonna circumvent the contract. We're gonna do a pilot program. We understand what you're trying to do. Our situation is, we believe you're doing it the wrong way. We believe you need to follow the contract and, do what the contract says, rather than circumvent that. And then the other problem is we have a situation where you're going to make a person from a custodian to a general maintenance man without posting it, without taking bids, without taking interviews, nothing. You're just going to give it to them. So the rest of the contract is garbage. If you don't have to follow anything, why do you follow anything? Okay? The problem we also have is you have a situation where you're going to create another, I want to say custodial, I could be going the wrong way, I'm assuming it's custodial, Tuesday through Saturday. Okay? I understand that as well. But it wasn't made known to us, and we didn't get a chance to negotiate this, we didn't get a chance to discuss this, so that everybody can get their input. We're not stupid, okay, but it just seems like no one gets their input whatsoever, and it's just circumventing our contract. We would like our contract upheld to the letter, and we would like any kind of changes like this be made for us to get a committee, maybe a couple, 3 people from our union to meet with you guys, not for confrontation, but for meetings in mind. We're not stupid, and our situation right now is we would like some input from you guys to us. We'd like you to consider our contract that we worked hard to get and you guys agreed to and voted on and accepted it, the whole work. We have a new one coming up next year. Why do all these changes now? Why not wait till the new contract? We understand there's a field house coming. But when the contract was put out there, our understanding was we were going to add, if needed, as needed, more help for the field house. So now it looks like we're losing positions. I know at the last board meeting, Dr. Kendall stated no positions will be lost. But we're told if the person is working the weekend, we're going to get rid of the weekend, if we're going to fill in during the week in the event that there's absentees, and if they can't do it, well, that's on them. When you hire somebody, when you give them a position, they expect to keep that position, and if a change is going to happen, well, they're going to lose their job. Because if I'm taking a weekend position, I'm working during the week somewhere else, I can't just quit my other job and go take the weekend if I get a fill in during the week. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to be reasonable here, but at the same token, we want to make sure that our contract is upheld. Thank you.
I want to thank you for saying that.
Don't thank me.
Hold on. From out there. I'm going to leave it to President Starks because she brought the same issues to me, and we did vote it down. Am I correct? We tabled it.
It was a tie vote as well.
So,
heard the minutes.
Okay. So it was 2-2-2, I believe it was.
That's correct.
Yeah, we were supposed to vote on this something. Can I put a couple of comments in? Can you make it part of your comments? Sure.
No one else has anything to say?
Larry, I'm going to respond.
Sure, go ahead.
You good?
I'm good until it's my turn. Sure.
Okay. So, a couple of things. Speaking of following the contract, there is a piece in the contract that you guys can grieve any situation that you feel is grievable. If this does go through tonight and you feel that it's inappropriate or whatever you feel, your union can file a grievance against us. So that's one issue. I'm not saying that's going to solve your problem or not. We're trying to figure out a way. This is a pilot. This is not something that's committed in stone. You have to test the waters a little bit to see what works and what doesn't work. I want to talk to each of you personally. We've worked with the union leadership And I have not, and I don't think Dr. Goggins has had any additional conversations. If you feel that we're doing something that you don't understand or that you don't support, please email me. I will be over within the next day or two to talk with you. Dr. Goggins will do the same. We may agree, we may disagree, we may make mistakes, but we need to do those together. So we are always open to those conversations. You can follow your contract and file grievances, and we'll address those as well. We want to work with you, and we're trying to work in the best interest of everybody.
My name is Donna, but I do have a comment on that. Well, why would we have to follow a grievance if we follow the contract to begin with?
No, that's,
And wouldn't they have to each
that's your recourse. That is your official recourse if you feel, you know, you're trying to prevent that now. I'm saying if it goes forward, that would be your recourse.
Right.
That's all.
But why would it? That's the contract that everybody agreed on. Why would it go forward?
No, I'm saying that with a contract, there may be disagreements over time. There just will. So, but that's also part of your rights.
Dr. Kendall, my name is Bill. Is there a way we could set up these meetings soon? Because the problem is there was a bunch of misinformation, and that's what I believe led to this whole situation. I don't think anybody's worried or afraid of the change that might take place. We're aware change is going to take place. What we're more afraid of is that positions might be being handed out by not following the contract. So if we could meet and maybe with you and Dr. Goggins, and we could go over this and get an accurate picture of what is actually going to happen, because we have not been told the truth. I can tell you that right now from the end we're getting it on.
Yeah, we'll be happy to meet.
I appreciate that.
We'll get a team together someday. We'll just sit down and talk. We'll talk to anybody. And again, we're just brainstorming ways to solve issues. Okay? And the more people that are involved in brainstorming and talking to us, the more we'll get to a good situation. That's
appreciate that.
My name is Steve, I'm at Bremen. Were these two new positions ever posted?
What two positions?
There's one. Well, there's a Tuesday to Saturday, and then adding a general maintenance at Old Forest.
Both of them were posted.
They were posted?
Yes.
We never voted on it.
It's a custodial position. We have posted a custodial position.
We voted on that? They were posted as custodial.
This is an open position. It was an open, you don't typically vote on open positions.
How don't we vote on open positions?
When we have a vacancy, you don't typically vote to fill that vacancy, we just fill it based upon need. You vote to approve whoever we recommend. We're not recommending anybody to fill that position at this point in time. The only position that we're recommending to fill is the general maintenance position, which was posted for, I think it was posted for 7 days. The general maintenance position was posted. And both, Steve, what was supposed to be Tuesday through?
That isn't on the agenda.
Tuesday through Saturday. Is there a candidate for that position? So it's not, when there is a candidate for that position.
So it's not filled currently?
It would be voted on at board. We haven't completed the process of filling. Correct.
I thought.
Did that Tuesday through Saturday custodial position open up to replace the general maintenance position that's being filled?
No.
Of course. Where's the Tuesday through Saturday custodial position? What school is that at? At Oak Forest.
So it should be posted now?
That's the pilot program, correct?
Yes.
Part of the pilot.
But it says it was
It's
posted.
only at Oak Forest. Position would be at
Currently, because the pilot is only at Oak Forest.
Did that position, Oak Forest position, after our last board meeting, did that get posted?
That's the general maintenance.
I think it was posted the very next day.
Yes.
Or hours after the meeting.
Right.
Where?
Yeah, the next day.
And that is.
Where was it posted?
It's online.
It's
It's crazy.
posted on our website, and an email was also sent to all the members. Just like we post all of our open members.
I have another question. Besides the fact that we've never seen it posted, we're not saying it hasn't been, I mean, I haven't seen it myself, but some of the other guys here have never gotten it on their emails either, so maybe there's a glitch there, we can figure that out. But my other question is, we talked about this pilot program a little bit. From where I come from, we're probably way out there. There should be a sunset date for a pilot program. What is yours? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? What is the date where it's ending? And then how often are you evaluating the program to determine if it's heading the right direction or not?
So I don't know if we've established a full end date. We're 2 weeks into it. We've checked with the Oak Forest leadership and they feel that everything's working well. I think the union has talked to the people at Oak Forest. It seems to be working well. After we get some information, we'll sit down and go, okay, this is what happened. What's the impact? So we're not at that stage yet.
What do you feel that date's going to be?
I don't know if we've talked about that as well. An end date?
There's no time. Ideally, we would be ready to go, able to make a recommendation by the end of the summer, but we're kind of analyzing it right now. It's actually been going for almost a month now, Dr.
But both positions were posted. The general maintenance that was added and the Tuesday to Saturday? Okay.
That was after the meeting that we had just had.
Last month.
Last month. Yeah, I'm looking at right here, a PM shift. That's the only one that I see that's listed on here as the PM shift.
For weekends or?
Weekend, it states, weekend custodian PM shift, maintenance custodian, date posted. It might be, I'm not sure, 7/18, 27, that's the only one I see.
It keeps a historical series.
That was 5/8/18, 2018.
It was posted on 5/18.
Is the job filled, is it already taken down? Is it filled?
The weekend custodian is not.
Not.
So it's still in the
No, it's still open, right?
No.
What I just read is, it says openings as of 5/8/2018. Maybe I should just do it. It says,
Is the weekend custodian?
Weekend custodian AM for maintenance custodial.
But again, it's not, it has 2017 on it.
17. And then there's, both of them say 7/18/2017 posted. It says 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Location district schools report to building manager chief.
Dr. Kendall, that position was posted on the 11th of May.